Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrofil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. First of all, let us show our gratefulness to Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala who has given us His guidance and blessing. So we can meet together in this place with a pleasant face, healthy and well. Second of all, let us deliver salawat and salam upon our Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, who has brought us from the darkness to the brightness, so we can always be on the right path. To begin my speech, let me show how thankful I am for the classes that I respect, and my beloved teacher and friends here for letting me stand and give my speech over here. I'm Zalfa, and it's a very good opportunity for me to speak about Bahasa Indonesia that united us all. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know, what is the first thing that pops in your mind hearing the word language? Does anyone answer? Communication? Speaking? Literacy? Poems? I have one classic poems. Roses are red, violet are blue. From the first time, I knew that I fell for you. Well, actually, the main function of language is communication. It's all for us to communicate with each other. Training information to others. To chat, we need a language. To discuss, we need a language. To confess your love using that, you need a language. To give a speech for your right, I need a language. One rule of communication: you need to understand each other. You need to understand the language that the speaker is using. It's obvious. But how? Eventually, our beloved country, Indonesia, has more than 800 local languages. Yeah, we know that Indonesia has very colorful cultures and languages. And this is a fact that we hear almost every day. And more than 800 local languages? How can we understand this all? This is why there is something united us. This is Bahasa Indonesia. Some people nowadays underestimate our mother language. They say it's old school, not trendy, and the words once people think speaking this Bahasa is utter just act. Well, I'm not saying that we can use another languages. Learning other languages is important, especially English. Regarding how fierce globalization in this era, but there are so many reasons why Bahasa Indonesia is worth to be maintained. Dear respected audience, Bahasa Indonesia itself has a deep history. Our mother language was born on October 28, 1928. Today, when we commemorate Youth Plate Day, at the time, young people from various corners of Indonesia gathered in the youth meeting. The contents of the Youth Plate are very well known. 1. We are son and others of Indonesia. Claim to blood spill, homeland of Indonesia. 2. We are son and others of Indonesia. A nation that's claimed to be one, the people of Indonesia. And finally, 3. We are son and others of Indonesia. Respect the language of unity, Bahasa Indonesia. Bahasa Indonesia is standard from Malay, which is used as the official language of the Republic of Indonesia. In its development, the Malay language had been used since 7th century everywhere in Nusantara and was growing and growing stronger. The Malay language that was used in the region of Nusantara was influenced by regional cultural patterns in its roots. Malay offers vocabulary from various languages, especially from Sanskrit, Persian, Arabic, and European languages. The Malay language also appears in various variations and dialects. The development of the Malay language in Nusantara influenced and encouraged the growth of the sense of brotherhood and unity of the Indonesian nation. Communication between associations that arose at the time used the Malay language. However, the proclamation of the independence of the Republic of Indonesia, August 17, 1945, has confirmed the position and function of the Bahasa Indonesia constitutionally as a state language. Eventually, the Indonesian language was declared its position as a state language on August 18, 1945. Because at the time, the 1945 Constitution was ratified as the Constitution of the Republic of Indonesia. The 1945 Constitution states that the state language is Indonesian, Chapter 15, Article 36. Now, Bahasa Indonesia is used by various levels of Indonesian society, both in the central and regional levels. From the US plates in the 1928, Indonesia was a member of the movement Association Conciliaris Malay into Bahasa Indonesia, which became the language of the unity for the entire Indonesian nation. Then finally, in 1945, Bahasa Indonesia was confirmed as a state language. That's how long it takes to confirm Bahasa Indonesia, and by knowing the history, we must respect our heroes in the past that were struggling for our mother language. Dear judges and my friend, if your story tell the past, then I'm going to tell the present. There are reasons to be proud of our language. Bahasa Indonesia is the ninth most spoken language in the world. Some countries learn how to speak Bahasa, for example, Australia. Bahasa Indonesia is one of the school subjects for 6th graders, and in Vietnam, Bahasa Indonesia is the second language. Moreover, Bahasa Indonesia is the third most used language on WordPress, the biggest blog platforms in the world. Then, Indonesian native speakers have a flexible accent, so we are easier to speak in another language, for example, English. Because we have an unrecognizable dialects, no offense, it's opposite for people who have strong dialects such as Indian, Japanese, Chinese, and so on. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here not to declare that we can explore another languages. I believe that right by speaking English. But I very show my hope for our people to maintain our language, Bahasa Indonesia, as the identity of our country. Because Bahasa Indonesia united our cultural people as one. Like a bunch of sticks that are tied by a rope. Bhinneka Tunggal Ika. That's all for me. I apologize if there were any mistaken and not support for me, because all truth are only coming from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. Thank you for listening. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.